Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. And if you're listening in the podcast, thank you so much for listening. It is December 20th, 2023, Wednesday. I'm here to give you something that was trending earlier in case you haven't noticed yet. But I'm not sure, by the way, I'm not sure what's going on with New York, right? There's a lot of things that are being changed in New York, and it's almost like things that have never been seen before, right? There's a law right now that is, I think it got approved already, about if you're sick, you're gonna be forced out of your home, and you're gonna require to go into this site for like quarantine sites. But I'll probably do a video more in depth about that. But today I'm going to speak to you about another law that is being pushed in New York City to pass. And we all know Chick-fil-A, right? Everybody's familiar with Chick-fil-A, and we all know how it got started and how they don't open on Sundays for, because I guess the founder was a Christian and he was not gonna open on the Lord's Day. And Chick-fil-A is, besides their food, they're known for not opening on Sundays. Everybody who knows about Chick-fil-A knows that. But in New York, there is a bill that's being passed, forcing Chick-fil-A restaurants to be open on a Sunday, right? Like, whatever happened to the freedom in this country that you can pick and choose what hours your business is gonna be open. Let me tell you, like, I work at malls before, and if you're gonna be at a mall establishment with a store, you do have to follow certain rules, right? And they're scheduled to. And I remember one time, my heater's gonna come on if you hear that. I remember one time I worked for the store, and for Black Friday, right, one of the busiest days of the year, they were requiring our store to be open all night because they were doing, this is way before the pandemic, right, when Black Friday was real, like deals and like shopping all day type of thing. And so they were requiring for, I think, either start at midnight, open at midnight, or just be open the entire day, right? And I remember, asking my manager back then. I said, "Oh, we're gonna do that too." She said, "No, the corporate does not agree with that policy that the mall is imposing, and they're gonna fine us, right? So if you don't follow what is required, they will put a fine to the establishment, but you're not forced to do it. It's just their policy, and you're okay not to follow it, okay?" So I understand that that could happen, but when you establish a business in this country, you have the authority as the owner to say, these are the days that we're going to be open, these are the days that we're going to be closed, right? So for New York to kind of do this right now to Chick-fil-A is kind of very strange to me, because it's like they're basically forcing them. They're not respecting a a private business decision. Basically, you're gonna be forced to be open on this day. So I'm gonna read to you guys this article to get a clear understanding, but I think it's very strange. We know that New York City is gonna come to judgment at some point pretty soon. The same thing that I was saying on my previous video about how everything is gonna be exposed. I do apologize about my voice. How everything is gonna be exposed when it comes to what's done in the dark, right? I also say in my previous episode how the church is gonna have judgment. A lot of people are playing with fire. They want to preach in the church, in the pulpit, while living this sinful life. And God will not be mad, right? And He's gonna expose all of that before His return. So be ready. I think just today, the 20th of December, before I even came here to make this episode, I read something about tdjakes, and Sean Combs, right, P. Diddy, and I think I was so shocked. But then I'm like, wait a second, we kind of knew that something was gonna come to the surface regarding tdjakes, right? And before I say too much about that, I'm just gonna say, do your own research, but everything that's done in the dark will come to light. So people are playing with fire. People think that they're gonna have, they're gonna come to the church and preach, like I said, be a pastor, and and condemn people for not tithing, let's just say, condemn people for this, not going to church and this and that. Yeah, they clock out of church, right? Because a lot of people in the church do it as a job, as a business, as a, it's their job, right? So they clock in and clock out just like all of us do in our regular jobs, right? So they think that, you know, they're gonna point fingers at the attendance at the church, and then they're gonna leave that day after their part is done in the church, and then gonna go live their secret life. And they, just because nobody sees it doesn't mean that, you know, that you're getting away with it. At the end of the day, guys, God cannot be mad. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not you're playing with fire. Everything will come to light, right? So be in the lookout in the next few days about tdjakes scandal. That's coming to the surface, and I cannot believe, the year's not even over yet. And I feel like something's gonna come to the. I mean, it was already trending. That's why I'm speaking about it. It was already trending on Twitter. So be in the lookout for that. Okay, so the Chick-fil-A thing that I'm here to speak to you guys about, that's gonna happen in New York. Let me just tell you. It says here, Sundays could be a little less dire for Chick-fil-A fans living in certain regions of New York and New Jersey. So I just learned this now. It's not even just New York, it's also New Jersey. According to a new bill proposal from the New York State Assembly, the fast food chain known for closing up shops on Sunday might soon be required to fire up its fryers on the first day of each week. This bill, called Bill A0336, aimed to require food and beverage companies along New York State Turnway, owned and operated by certain public authorities, to stay open 7 days a week. Representatives for Chick-fil-A are not responding yet to this new thing that's coming up to to their table right now. It's basically something that's gonna go against, like, whatever happened to the freedom. Like, are they gonna dictate now what they can sell Sunday or what? The thing when something like this happen, right? If nobody, like, if people just go along with it, it's like the minute you go along with it, right? Is you're giving them an opportunity to bring something else up, and they can say, you're not serving coffee all 7 days a week. You're only gonna serve coffee on a Sunday or something, right? And then they might throw another one and say you're not serving this day. Like, they should have the authority as a private business company, right, to make their own decisions when they're gonna open, when they're gonna close. Like I said, a lot of the times also, if you're part of a mall or like whatever setting your store is, not standalone, you are required to follow their timing, right? But if you decide not to follow that, you're gonna get fined every time you don't follow. Like, if you're at a mall and they stay open on Sunday until 10 p.m. and you decide you want to close your store at 5 p.m. on a Sunday, you're gonna be fined for that because you're part of the mall, right? I think everybody can understand that. But when it comes to, like, standalone locations, which a lot of the Chick-fil-A's are, they're standalone, right? For them to basically force them to be open on a Sunday, that's crazy. It's almost like, I'm putting myself as an example, right? I'm a Christian fashion designer, I think, and I do shows in New York City and all of that. So if somebody says to me, make sure every time you present at a fashion show that you're gonna have a guy wearing a dress on your collection. If not, you're not gonna be allowed to present your collection during New York Fashion Week. Like, this type of enforcement that they're trying to do for Chick-fil-A should be illegal, okay? As a private business owner, you should have the right to say when you're gonna open, when you're gonna close. This is America, right? And things like this perhaps people look at it and they be like, oh, this means nothing, who cares, right? Or some people might say, I love that if they open on a Sunday. You know, people are free to give their opinion, but at the end of the day, it's not really the point. The point is that we have rights, okay? We have the freedom to choose and when we're gonna open, when we're gonna close, especially when you're a private business, a standalone private business. So I think I'm looking forward to see what Chick-fil-A say about this. It's just quite, it's quite interesting, and they do it for one company, then they're gonna force another company to do the same. And I don't know. We all know. Everybody knows that Jesus is coming back. It's crazy. Like 2 days ago, I came here and talked to you guys how the church is gonna be exposed, and 2 days after now we have tdjakes being exposed. Something is coming to the surface about that. Like I said, something about him and Sean Combs, P Diddy, and the Cassie's cell phone that was given to authorities, so everything's gonna be revealed. And I didn't even know that another singer, part of the Sean Combs legacy, I guess you can say, for guys, I think his name is Mace. He's now a pastor, right? And he's also talking about TD Jakes and P Diddy. So this is crazy. And I was like, oh wow, like we are this close. The Pope 2 days ago is saying it's okay to, for same-sex couples to get the blessing. I was like, wow, it's like you read something in the Bible and then you turn on the news like, oh, everything's, that's happening too. Check mark. Okay, we know Jesus is coming back. That's all it is, right? So it says here, according to the bill, Chick-fil-A operates under a portfolio owned by the Irish convenience store Applegreen, which took over the leases of every service area on New York Turnpike in 2021. The bill notes that Chick-fil-A has opened up 7 service areas along the Turnpike, which operate each day except for Sunday. While there's nothing objectionable about the fast food restaurant closing on a particular day of the week, service area dedicated to travelers in an appropriate location for such a restaurant, the bill reads, publicly owned services areas should use their space to maximize benefit to the public, allowing the retail space to go unused one seventh of the week or more, if the service is unnecessary inconvenience to travelers who rely on the service areas. Please, like, are you serious? You know how many times you can be driving around like, I need to put gas, and I'm like, oh, why is this gas station closed? And you're like, oh, whatever, right? And you're like, oh, I thought they're open. Oh no, they closed just now. And then you drive to the next one, right? So they're basically saying, if they're gonna operate in the rest area, they have to cater to the travelers or on the weekends. This is just an attack on Chick-fil-A, to be honest. An attack at another Christian company, basically. It's like, you're not going to follow, then you're going to have to close it down or something, right? I think this is just another attack on Chick-fil-A. There's so many businesses, specifically after the pandemic. What I noticed was that even if you search for certain business hours, I'm like, before I go, let me see if they're even open. And you're like, oh, they're closed at 6, right, on a Sunday? And you drive there at 4 p.m. and like, why are they closed already? It said 6 on the listing, and why are they closed already? And it's determined by each business. A lot of the times, I will not a lot of the time. So I think one time I asked one of the cashiers, said, I came here the other day, you guys already closed, and she said, oh yeah, we were short staffed. Remember that happened a lot, right? You guys remember during the pandemic, it was like a shortage of people because people were getting so much unemployment money. So a lot of people started resigning from their jobs, right? Quitting. And because of the pandemic, people were not comfortable going out and working retail specifically. So they were short staffed, right? I remember going to Panera Bread and being, why are they closed? It's 1 p.m. on a Sunday. And you see their posting say, we're short staffed today, we're closing at this time. Right? Or another store like like a Joann's or things like that, they will be closed, making executive decision in that moment because they were short staffed, right? this is an attack at Chick-fil-A, you know. So I'm looking forward to see what the company is saying about this. All I'm saying, if they don't fight it, right, if they don't fight it, this is just gonna continue on, right? Because a lot of the times when the people are attacking you, they'll throw a ball at you and see if you react to it, right? And if you're okay with it, they're gonna throw another 10 more balls, and then it's gonna come like, okay, you can't, like I said before, you can't serve this on this day, you cannot serve the other on this day. Does it make sense for them to be open on a rest area on a Sunday? Yeah, it makes sense, but that is not their company policy, that is not a company, you know, slogan. It's almost like forcing a Starbucks to start selling pizzas, because in that region, you know, people like pizza. Like, no, that's not what they do. Okay. It's like forcing KFC to be, you know, start selling, you know, sandwiches, not, you know, deli sandwiches, you know, the sliders that they call. And KFC will be like, that's not our motto, that's not what we do, right? So I hope Chick-fil-A responds to this, so and see what they say about that. I definitely think this is something regarding Christian company, and specifically knowing that this is what they do and the reason why they're not open on Sundays. So let me know what you guys think about this. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel and listening in the podcast. Have a good night. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. I'm here to invite you to my podcast, Julissadesigns, and it can be found on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can join me every day as I make episodes of the latest news, real life stories, and I also share my favorite Bible verse. Hope to see you then. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to know more about me, you can always visit www.julissadesigns.com. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. For coming back to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and share this video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.